On the camera repairs, you have two cameras. You have your front-facing camera, which is actually part of this housing. It's this piece right here. And then you have your main camera, your rear-facing camera, and that's part of the board, or attached to the board, by this plug right here. So depending on which one you're needing to replace, will determine which one you replace, obviously. A lot of times what happens, either the shutters won't open or close. The phone itself, when you try to take a picture, it may say, application cannot open, or, cannot open application, whatever. And that's typically the camera itself that's gone bad. What also happens, maybe the colors will start to be affected, and you'll get maybe negative colors, or just the hues or tints are different, and that again is usually the camera going bad. So if we were to replace the main camera, the rear-facing camera, it's pretty easy. You take the board out, and it's just this plug right back here, and you can get under the plug, and we'll go to the close-up. I'll show you here on this locking plug right here, and you just get under there with a little pressure, and you pop that up, and then you can just kind of you may need to lift this off of the board, because the camera actually has adhesive underneath of it. So we'll go back to the main shot, and I'll show that. You usually want to start on the farthest end from the plug, because if you try to lift down here, then more than likely you'll end up either damaging the plug itself, or the camera, or maybe part of the board. So I'll usually get right under the camera down on the far end, and just slide my my screwdriver. And this is the extra thin screwdriver, and this is for why I have it, is for times like this. I can get in there without really damaging anything, and just kind of get in there and lift up. And once you lift up, should allow you to be able to remove it. So there's the adhesive, and as long as you get the separation, you can pull that out. And then, just like the reverse, you'll want to remember that the camera is going to sit like that, and so when you put it in, you want this gold contact to touch the adhesive. So you don't want to put it in like that, or it won't work. So just put it kind of the same way, right back in here, and we'll go to the close-up again on this shot. I'll show you here. That really all you have is that piece. You want to make sure you line it up, and it should slide right into place. And then what will happen, and you can see here, is that you have this line on the plug, on the cable itself, and then you have these little lines off to the side. And as long as this line on your cable plug itself lines up with those, then you know it's in just right. It's not too far in, it's not too far out. And then once you get that, you can usually just gently lock that down, and it should lock right into place, and you're good to go. So back to the main shot. Now that's your rear-facing camera. Now to repair the front-facing camera, there's a it's basically locked into place, and I'll show you on the close-up here that right here on the side, that is holding the camera assembly. Basically, it's holding it into place. So you can get right here and just lift that up, and it's gonna release this clip that's holding that right in there. And once you lift that up, then you can remove that. And of course I can't get it, but you'll remove that, lift it right out, and we'll go back to the main shot. Now this piece right here is part of your sensor, the light sensor. So if you were trying to, say you were talking to somebody and you put the phone up to your face and the light didn't go off, then this is part of the front-facing camera, and replacing this will fix that issue. So I'll start by lifting the camera out of its little frame, and then again, this is why I have this really fine point flathead, because I can move the camera back and just get right in next to that cable, and I'll go back to the close-up for this to show you. But you can lift that back, you get right in here with the screwdriver and get far enough down to where you can kind of get right under that and just lift it up. And just pull that right out. So there you go. I'll go back to the main shot. And we'll get the replacement part right here. And you kind of just put it in the way you did it. So I'll put the camera in, and then we can pop this guy down and in. And once that all lines up and it's nice and level, then we'll take the little bracket that holds it in place, and remember that little clip right there is going to go on the clip on the outside right there. So you get that. I'll usually hook that first. Actually, you'll want to, and I'll show you here on the close-up, is there's a piece under the corner right there that it's going to slide into. So there's a little notch right inside there, and be able to slide that under in that notch, and then it should clip right into place. And once it clips, you're good to go. So again, remember, put the phone back together and test it, but that's how you replace the front and the rear facing cameras.